We back up in this bitch.
If they wanted to take it outside in the parking lot, the ex-wife and her homegirl would have been well within her right to put a little beat down on the mistress.
Oh my God, I just want to get on this mic and talk to my girl.
We still got some fucking ninjas out here that don't know no better.
How dare you? You think that it's appropriate to take a woman, a young woman who is still a minor, and put her in front of the congregation to apologize?
Him, he's just a ninja. I mean, he was cheating from the door. She said it. He didn't give a shit about nobody but himself.
We might find out some shit tomorrow that we had no idea. So I'm just gonna sit and wait.
Listen, something don't smell right to me, but I'm a mind my business. But I'm not, because I want to know what y'all think.
So stop acting like, oh, we're not taking handouts. Bitch, you are a handout. You taking our money.
Hey. Welcome to Three Aunties and a Mic, the podcast about grown folks ish. I am your girl V with the T, and I have with me Weekday with the everyday drama and Miss Bookworm with the read. What's up, ladies?
Hey.
How y'all doing? What's going on?
What we
Um,
13 days into the longest year ever. I mean,
that part.
I can't. But on a
That
happier
part.
note, my son turned 18 this weekend, so that was kind of cool. I know, I was a
Happy
blubbering mess.
18th birthday. That is
So,
awesome.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Now we just need to get to graduation, and mama is gonna be one happy chick.
That is awesome. Yeah, something about them turning 18, like
Oh
that
my
does something
gosh.
to you.
Yes.
Yep. So what's up with you, Weekday? What you been up to? How you doing?
I don't think we can hear her. I saw her lips moving.
Are you hearing me?
We can
Yes,
hear
there
you.
we go.
I was asking you, you're saying that, but you still got another teenager in the house.
Yeah, but it's that boy.
Yeah,
It's that
it
boy.
says it all. Says it all. Says it all.
It's
Um,
it's that boy.
the listen, we 13 days in. I'm trying to handle some business, and I will tell
Mhm.
you that these states need to get them. They need to get their technology up to speed. It just does not make sense. I'm logging into an application. I had to call the woman because I've been locked out for over a month for her to tell me you need to set up a new username and password, and the system will let you back in because the reset password on the application doesn't really work. Why the freak is it out there? So I've
Yeah,
been
take it down.
resetting the password that automatic just made me locked out. And she said and we don't have an unlock feature. The state, and I'm not just talking about Delaware because I've seen this in New Jersey too when I lived there. You people need to get out of these antiquated systems. We are now in AI. If you haven't even caught up to the bare bone basics, I can't imagine. First of all, I'm kind of trying to see how am I trusting you with my goddamn money as a taxpayer when your systems are so antiquated. I mean, there's a way for people to get in the back door for security breaches. Y'all got to do better. I mean, today
Yeah.
when I had that conversation with her, I just thought, are you serious? I gotta put a new username and password to open up my old file because the other one's locked and I can't unlock it and I can't change the damn password. It's been between that, I'm
Damn.
mourning the loss. I'm not happy about this loss. I'm mourning the loss, but I was happy today. I did get a win, and I want to tell Kevin Pasula, it was time for your fucking ass to go. We were over you, and guess what? I'm going to
They
say,
got rid of
as
him?
a, yes, they did today, he's gone, and
Good.
I'm going to say out of the famous Friday movie, Kevin, how you get fired on your fucking day off? Bam.
Well, my coach bowed out gracefully and resigned
I saw that.
after
Terminated
our
the
loss
resign.
last night.
Yeah.
So I hope he's not done for good. I hope he does, but he's been there for 19 years.
Been there a long time.
His children grew up there and everything. And one thing about the Roonies, they are a good family, and they believe in fairness and everything, and they had allowed him to bow out gracefully and resign and things of that nature. So he went out, like I said, 19 years, but it was graceful. It was
And
graceful.
I'm just gonna
So
say
now
this.
we're gonna see if the quarterback gonna go with him.
I'm gonna say this. I bleed green. I've been bleeding green since the 80s. I will never, ever bleed no other goddamn color but green. Please believe it. And for the people that I'm gonna throw some diaper rash at, because y'all been really sitting your asses on the couch, not during the playoffs, but all goddamn season, and you've been looking for those wins and you've been 4-12. I think y'all need to shut the fuck up and hold back. That's
Well,
my
I'm on the
commentary
couch
today.
now.
And I'm going to say this again: EAGLES Eagles. Okay,
I don't
don't
even
forget.
know where my terrible towel is. I don't even know where is that.
And
I
this
have my
49ers
blanket.
fan is just gonna let y'all have y'all moment because
So you don't even know who plays for the 49ers. You can't be a real fan if you can't even tell me who the players are. Oh, okay. My point, other than the quarterback, sweetheart, then you're not a real fan.
Listen, what we're not gonna
If you
do
can't tell
is put
me
your
who plays
disappointment
wide
on
receiver,
me
because I can tell
weekday.
you everybody on my team on the O line, the D line, and the secondary. If you can't
You're
tell me
not gonna
one
put
player other than the
you're
quarterback,
not gonna put
you're not a fan.
you're not gonna put your
They're what they call you riding. You just riding along
okay.
whatever ride you can do.
Whatever helps you sleep at night. I
Oh, it
mean,
don't help me
it
sleep at
is
night
what
because
it
I'm
is.
a fan. I'm a true fan. Ain't no question.
All
They know
right,
who I
so
am.
what's going on with you, Bookworm?
Nothing much, just, making it. That's
Yeah.
it. Nothing much. Back to work. After we had a very, very long, winter break. So that was a good one. So I was well rested and ready to go back, but now I'm looking for spring break.
So let me ask
Because
y'all a question. I'm gonna ask y'all this random question. So my daughter is in a wedding in September, I
mhm.
believe, and the dress as the bridesmaid was $600. So my question to y'all is,
Ugh.
when you have a dress that you've picked out that expensive for somebody, do you think it's on you to purchase the dress, or is it on them to purchase the dress? Like $600 for a bridesmaid's dress?
I think that first off,
Um,
I'm gonna let you say something, Miss Burkworm, because you know I've been
because
in
that's your
for a long
profession.
time.
That's your
That's
profession over
I
there.
understand that that's a profession. I'm talking about. I mean, because I've been a wedding planner too, right?
Oh yeah,
Take
that's
the
right. You
profession
too,
out of
but
it, right? Take the
yeah.
profession out of it, just in general. Like, would you, as a bride, right, make your bridesmaids or the people that are standing up there for you and
right.
supporting you, spend that kind of money on a dress?
The question is
Eh,
no. It comes down to, and this is not just a professional
right.
opinion. This is just an opinion. People, do you understand N and O? No. You can always say no. I mean, I'm just being honest.
That's it.
If it becomes too much, you should say no because that $600 only is the minimum of what you pay. I always would tell, and so I'm going to go back to the profession. I would tell my client, please don't make your friends go broke trying for your big day. That's your day,
There
right?
you go.
So
There you
you
go.
should keep
Yep.
it under $200 a person for the dress, and they still have the option to say no. But bridesmaid, the word N, the N and the O are major letters in the alphabet. say no. $600 is exorbitant unless you can
It's
pay the
ridiculous.
$600, or you're going to pay $300, or you're going to say I'm going to pay the first 300 and you're responsible for the other 300, then $600 is exorbitant. And if more of you bridesmaids just say no, that person will be standing on the sideline saying the only person that's going to be in my wedding is my sister. Because at the end of the day, stop being foolish. $600 is the starting point. I used to tell bridesmaids, you can spend up to $2,000 to $2,500 to be in somebody's wedding. Think about if I really like that person. Think about if they're really a friend, because that's entailed with not giving a shower. So if somebody's that
Right,
exorbitant at
right.
$600 for the dress, can you imagine how much money you
Imagine.
got to put the type of shower they want? We're not even talking about the bachelorette party. If you're going to do that, you might do a combo. We're not talking about the travel, that if you had to travel to their location and you got to stay overnight in a hotel, you got to put up with the activities, because usually that overnight stay is at least going to be 3 nights, right? Because you're in the wedding, so you got to come for the rehearsal, you got to stay the night for the wedding, and maybe, I don't know if people still do it. I know for my sister's wedding, we did a mother's brunch the next day. So it gets rather expensive. So
It
my point in
does.
saying this to you, tell your sister, tell your daughter no. Tell her to say no. Because if she already knows that she's at a chokehold of this $600 and it's bothering her
She ain't got
enough to
no
say
she
something
ain't got
about
no
it,
problem with it. She ain't got no
okay.
problem with it.
Oh,
If she
I
oh,
don't
ain't
well
got
got
a
a
then go
problem
problem
with
with
it,
ahead.
it. I
Well
got a
then
problem
no,
with
but
it.
you're not in it.
And so
You're not paying
no,
no,
for
no,
the
no. But
dress.
I'm just curious. It just made me think. Like, I know
We
I
all
haven't been in
got
a
a
wedding.
problem with it. We
I'm like,
all
I
got
know
a
I ain't been
problem
in a
with it.
wedding lately, but is this what they really doing now? And
but I just
if
think
Yeah,
your
so,
daughter don't
those
have a problem. Yeah,
if
I don't think
so,
your daughter
then
has a problem with the first $600, but think about the next 1,000, and think about the other
she's
hey,
1,000.
aware. She's
Okay,
aware.
so long
She
as she's
doesn't.
aware of that, and guess what? And she's wholeheartedly, and she got money. God forbid, don't lose a job, or you got another extra expenditure, because I've seen that happen too. I'm just gonna give her some
Yeah.
basics of what have happened
Well,
in
no,
this
I'm
in
not,
the
and I'm
business
not
I'm
asking.
in.
I'm literally just asking, like, y'all's thoughts on it. Like, as a bride,
right.
would you make someone like? Because what I'm hearing too,
Not,
is that there might
no,
be some brides that say, you know what, I'm gonna pay for the bridesmaid stuff, or I'm gonna pay for the
that's it.
groomsmen stuff.
Yeah,
So
Like,
this is
at
what
what
I
point
did.
do we get like
Right.
a like? Is this the norm? This go because I mean, it's been a minute for
no,
me, and I know everything has increased in price, and I'm like, it's been a
No,
minute for me,
no,
it's the
but
no.
generation. So
That's it.
those of
Yep.
us born in the 1900s, we have a different thought and the way of doing things.
And we didn't
Those
have
who were
charter.
born in the 2000s, they do these things their way. And I see it more and more now with having these teenagers and being in these school districts with these dances, and I'm like, you have got to be kidding me, and the proms and all of that. I will say this, when I was thinking about bridesmaids and all of that, w- we got married we had a destination wedding. I el- my stress We got married destination to eliminate the stress. I even eliminated those kind of stresses even further because I was 35 getting married, and I already was a little bit more mature in what I will deal with and what I wasn't going to deal with as far as wedding planning and bridesmaids or all of that. So, I asked all the wedding guests to wear a shade of coral, whatever shade of coral you wanted. And I did not have any bridesmaids. My husband didn't have any groomsmen. It was me, him, and the preacher man, and all of our guests who wanted to attend. That was another thing. The cost of having a wedding is just ridiculous. And we felt as though we wanted to put that money towards a house. And that's what we did. We purchased the house, we had the destination wedding, and invited Every and anybody. We didn't care. Invited whomever. Whoever decided to come, they will pay to come. We made it an all inclusive resort. So there's that. You want to come? Be our guest. If not, see you when we get back. Thanks for the blessing. And that's what we did. I just could not see going through last minute. I can't make it. I can't go. Now I have 5 and now it's 4 and now, no, no, because I'm the type that this is why I don't play spades. I'll flip the table over and all this shit'll be over with right here and right now. So no bridesmaids, no groomsmen, uh, and that was the end of that. Got married on the sand. And
Yep.
and and that's how we eliminated that because I just could not see myself doing it just was not me. It
Listen,
just not was
I've
not
seen that one,
me.
and I
Mm-hmm.
Just
will
not
say this:
no.
you mix different people and different personalities. So I've seen different things that happen in these situations, right? I've seen one of my clients, she really wanted one of her friends to be in the wedding and she couldn't afford the dress, right? So
Right.
she paid for the dress because she really wanted her to be in the wedding. And I think the dresses were like $200 or something. And like you said, that was a while ago. So things have changed. I doubt dresses have gone up to $600. You just fantasizing for me because I know. See, back then we didn't have no Klarna or Afterpay. So let me just be real blank because you people are really out of control in that shit, and y'all really need to rethink that. Mainly if you don't think you're gonna be married longer than a minute, because those expenses are
Yeah,
real.
this
But
particular
with that
this
said,
particular bride, she is, she comes from a family that has a few dollars. And all of the
Oh yeah.
bridesmaids,
By all
all of the
yeah.
means.
bride yeah, all of the
And then why didn't she
bridesmaids
pay
that
for
are
it?
in her wedding, all of the bridesmaids that are in her wedding are her sisters. She comes from a large family. All of them are her sisters with the
Uh-huh.
exception of my daughter.
My
So,
daughter.
I don't
Yeah.
think because of the way she's grown up, I don't think she's realized, and that's what I told my daughter, like, I don't think she's even realizing that this is a huge expense because
No.
it's not for her and it's not for her
No.
sisters. You get what I'm saying?
That's
No,
the
it's
And
not.
thing.
That's what I'm
so,
Right.
saying. And that's what my point
yeah,
is that you're making it unfair for somebody else. So I've also dealt with a bride who everybody had got everything, and then I don't know if she went bridezilla or everybody went bridezilla. She kicked everybody out of her wedding 2 weeks before the wedding. So my point in
Where's
saying
the
all this
wedding
is
going to
that
be?
in
the
California.
the wedding was just local, but she
Oh,
she kicked everybody
And
out.
I
It
think
wasn't.
she's
It was
paying for some of that. I think the bride
yeah.
is paying for some of that, like
Yeah,
the where
because
she's
I mean,
staying
you
and
just
stuff
got to.
like
I
that.
mean, and I'm not saying you. I don't know if your daughter can afford it. That's fine. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that we got to be careful with the semantics of this. Like most of them are her sisters, so guess what? They're going to just be wanting to spend up the money. And when you're as a group, you're making group decisions as a bridesmaid. You want to be cautious of how people spend your money. That's all I'm trying to say. She might have 3 or 4
yeah.
sisters that okay, they don't care about that $600 because guess what? Maybe mommy or daddy is giving them that money. But when you start talking about, like I said, things like a bridal shower and you want to do it over the top, I don't know if I
Ooh,
got another $1,000 to give to somebody's $5,000 bridal shower. That's all I'm saying. I'm like, you can't think about it at that limited. Like I can afford to pay for the dress, but now, can you afford to pay for the other little things that come along? Because now it's not just a dress. Is she gonna make you pay for your makeup? Are you gonna have to pay for $200 Lubus or $300 or $400 Lubos? Because she's
yeah.
used to
Oh,
living
thank
that
God I
lifestyle.
ain't had to go through that
So,
shit.
yeah, because a lot of people will do
Ooh,
that. Yeah, so it becomes
Yeah, so I
more.
think
What my point is saying that yes, it sounds great. I want to be at somebody's wedding, but you guys sit down and that person. And what I did was when my sister got married, and I mean the dresses were not as overly expensive, but when she got married, I sent out. She asked me to send out a little thing to invite them to the wedding, but I also sent out a little card that explained the breakdown of how much the expenses could be. And that would be my recommendation is that maybe you need to do that to know that to make sure that person can really say yes, because the dress just starts it off, but you got to put in the other things like, are we a destination wedding? Do you live in, like I live here in Delaware, but you might say I live in LA. Now I got to fly to LA, I got to stay for a while. Who's am I sleeping on somebody's mattress, or are you picking one of the exclusive hotels like the Fairmont? No, I'm just
I
being
Yeah.
bet you
honest.
No,
they gonna have a
but
Yeah.
big Airbnb. Watch.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
I think she's staying at a hotel. I think the hotel is being
Oh.
covered by her parents, but she is
Oh.
the
Okay.
wedding is in California. It's
Ooh,
around her birthday,
beautiful.
so she's actually going down a few days early to do something for her birthday. So she's gonna, I think, foot that bill, I think.
Oh,
But
that's
Yeah.
she's
so
paying for the
cool.
yeah, she's paying for the airfare. She paid, and she said that she kind of knew what the cost of the dress was, so she's kind of paid over time. So it wasn't like she just had to give, I don't think, a chunk of money, but just when she told me the price, I was like, that's how much. No, if bridesmaids
Mhm.
price is going for that, don't call me, because I ain't gonna be nobody's bridesmaid anyway. I gave that up a long time ago. I'll show up and I'll support you, and I'll help you put some stuff on the table here and there. But I can't. It's too much. It's Forget the price. It's just too much responsibility, and I ain't
It
got
is.
time.
That's what I'm saying. It's not just limited to the price. It's a responsibility. Do you get a say? Do you not get a say? Is your opinion matter? Because once I'm spending my money, I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm that person that shit. If my green is leaving my pocket, I want to have some say. Because I tell people all the time, and B no, I don't like the separation of me and my dollars. So we got to make sure when I'm separating those dollars that it has some validity behind some of the things I want in it. But good luck to that person that's getting married. I mean, listen, I got in the business because I loved happy. I love people being happy and love. I mean, I'm no longer a planner, thank God. I got out of that psychotic part of the business, because people think you're the counselor and their babysitter, and you do all the moving parts, and this person doesn't like this. That's why I know the little intricacies about these bridesmaids. This person don't like this person. How we gonna work out? They're moving too slow, whatever. And I'm more on the decor side now. I'll come and help decorate, like you said, V. Drop some linen,
Mhm.
drop some centerpieces, make it look glamorous. But I am the whole wedding thing. It becomes a little much, and everybody really should think it out. And like I said, I when I know my sister got married, and she got married. I mean, I don't know, a lot of people know here, but I don't think it's called the Bellevue, but it's the Bellevue in Philly, so it wasn't cheap per
Okay.
person. And you know, and you got to think of all those little intricacies of people before spend the night at the Bellevue. I mean, because it was not cheap to stay the night for the wedding, even though we did get promotional. So we had to go and look at other hotels in the area where it was more cost effective for even the guests. So it becomes a bigger deal than just, yeah, the dress seems, yeah, if you've been paying on time on that dress and over time, because I think
On
usually they
top.
ask for
Yeah.
50%, that's okay. But then when you start, somebody said, well, my sister's used to this glamorous life. And somebody says, the venue we picked for the bridal shower, the food we picked, and now we're at $8,000 or $9,000. And it's only three of you. That's $3,000 a piece. Yeah, I've seen that
Yeah,
happen too, and it's
I have
sticker
to.
shock.
Yeah. Yeah, I think her parents are paying for the majority of the stuff.
Okay.
Oh, sweet.
So, and that's probably why my daughter didn't think it was a big deal, but I'm just like, if this is how much these dresses are going for, y'all just need to put this in y'all wedding budget. Like, for real. Don't
Yeah.
ask me to be
No,
no
seriously.
bridesmaid with them kind of price tags. No, ma'am.
I'll be like, can I rent that? Can I rent
Right?
it? Is
I
that
know.
I rented
rentable?
my I don't know if they still do it, but back in the 90s, I rented my prom dress because I'm like,
Yeah.
when am I ever going to wear
Oh,
this
okay.
dress again? So I rented
I
it.
never wore
They
mine
still
again. I never.
Mhm. I
Mm-mm.
rented it just
do
like you
they
rented
still have
tubs. I went
winter
and
run?
rented my
Do they have
bride's.
winter runway? I think
I
they have
don't know if
winter
they still.
runway.
I don't know if they
They
still
could.
They
do it.
should.
It's places.
They
I know
should.
somebody that was I remember when she was the social secretary for the president, not this one. Um, she wasn't used to having gowns and stuff. So we recommended that she do like a rent the runway or
Yeah.
whatever. So if she was
Yeah.
able to get gowns and stuff for those those events that came around, like ambassadors and things like that. So there may be still, I think there's still a market for it. I don't know who does it now,
It
but it's
should be a
something to think
market
about.
for it.
Yeah. I mean, I
Definitely.
think at one point there was for a bride, for a wedding gown. Like you
Yeah.
could rent it. Yeah,
My
it wasn't
dress
like
was
you wouldn't.
$200. $200 from what's that store called? Black House White Market? No.
Oh
Black
yeah,
Market.
yeah. White House
They
Black
had
Market.
they
Hmm.
had a wedding line at one time,
Hmm. Yeah, they
and
did.
I ordered that thing online and it came in a UPS box. I was like, okay, and it sat underneath the bed until it was time to go. That was it.
So y'all know we just had the Golden Globes, and we got to get
Yeah.
Tiana Taylor her shout out. But I do want to note one thing. If I'm
Speaking of
not mistaken,
dresses,
oh yeah,
ooh,
Yeah,
that was a
oh yeah,
dress, honey.
that
she was
dress,
wearing.
honey.
Yeah, she was
Um,
wearing that.
she was definitely
Whew.
wearing that. But if I'm not mistaken, there's still so much work that needs to be done in that industry, because
Mhm.
Sidney Poitier was 1964, the first black
Mhm.
person, right, to win a Golden Globe, and I think Tiana Taylor makes 17,
Hmm.
and we in 2026.
Mhm.
Like, there's still so far to go, and I think that that's why we get so excited and overjoyed when one of us wins, because it's so far and in between. Now, I haven't seen the movie. I've been meaning to see the movie. I've just been crazy busy. So I'm definitely have it on my list of movies to see. But have either one of you seen One Battle After Another?
No, I just heard commentary on it. That would be it.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
and I heard she only had like 20 minutes tops
Oh, it
of
was
her
a
actually
very
in the
small
movie.
screen time, but she did narrate.
Yeah, but
I
she
think it was
did.
more her
Yeah.
narration, and then her
Hmm.
screen time was very small,
Yeah, so
you
her
know?
screen time was
Um,
small. She narrated it, and from what I understand, though, like she was just phenomenal. So it was well
oh, yeah.
deserved. But there is some controversy going on about the role that she played, and it's kind of like a Halle Berry type role, and people are upset that this is the role that won her the Golden Globe. Now, again, I haven't seen the movie, but I also feel like as an actor,
But Holly
actress,
Berry and what?
and what she won for Monsters Ball.
Monsters Ball? Oh, Monster
Hmm.
Ball. How it's yeah, yeah, how we're winning roles for winning awards for those pitiful roles when you've done other things, especially Halle Berry,
Yeah.
that was so deserving of an Academy Award. Yeah,
And like
yeah,
Tiana,
I
yeah,
get
like
it.
apparently Tiana Taylor, the role that she played, she was a horrible, horrible mother in this movie.
Mhm.
And so they're like, why is she winning an
Mm.
award for that? But I kind of look at it in a different way. She's an actor playing a role. And I haven't seen the movie to fully understand the whole entire movie, right? But,
Oh, okay.
whatever reason she chose to play that role, she put her heart into it, and she played a character. And so she's deserving of that award, and I think that that's what the focus needs to be on. This young woman has won a Golden Globe. She is number
Mhm.
17 since
Yep.
1964. Like, I understand that you might not like the role that she played in winning in that particular role, but let's give this girl her flowers, like real talk.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
Yeah. I you know, okay. We as people, right? I think we spend too much time focused on the wrong thing, right? Um, I do agree that some of the roles, like we always talk about, when Denzel Washington won for I forget what movie because it was a terrible movie to
Training
make
day.
it was yeah, Training Day.
Training day. Mhm.
Yeah, I know. But Malcolm X, he was premium. This was the best I've ever seen. I mean, I'm talking about elite. But they didn't want that because that's not what Hollywood sees as
Mhm.
progressive for us. So remember that. So this kind of role, like when we think about Monique, she won a role for the same kind of thing, right? For being a horrible mother, abusive mother. She won what, best supporting actress. And so when we start seeing that, we're not seeing a progression. And I think that's what, as African Americans, well, excuse me, as Black people, that we talk about, because I ain't add no more America to my shit. So as Black people,
Black
that's
folk.
what we talk
I
about.
call us
Okay.
black. I've been calling us black folk.
Okay. As Black folks. But I do think that we should take those wins and turn it around for ourselves, right? We can't just keep saying, this is the thing that I hate to keep telling you, that the slavery mentality is not leaving us. And we were 400 years of slavery, right? And we still are holding on to it because we're beating each other up instead of lifting each other up. We need to
Hmm.
stop that. It may not be the role of the dream, right? But guess what? She won it. And no matter how you like it and how you slice it up, it may not have been the role you would have liked her to win in, but she did the job that she was supposed to do.
Yep.
She's an actress. I think she's a performer, and so we need to look at it at more enlighten ourselves on the fact that we know the goal. The goal is, yes, we want people to win at the pinnacle of that Malcolm X level, right? But let's
Hmm.
talk about, we saw Regina King win. She went for Ray. So I mean, it's not that it's the bar is that low. The bar is not that low for us, right? And we need to stop setting that bar so low for ourselves, to stop nagging and complaining. She won, and to see one of us, to see the
And
person,
earned it.
that little girl and her daughter can say, she looks like me, even though that's my
Yep.
mama. But there are other
And
little
she
girls
earned it.
around her daughter that can say,
Yep.
I know I could do better. I can be that person. And I think that's where we should end that, and
Hmm.
and stop being so focused on that little part of, oh well, she didn't win for something that was like a premium acting kind
It
of
doesn't
thing.
matter.
But it
Doesn't
doesn't
matter.
matter, because some
She
little
deserved
girl
it.
right now that's 10 years old is seeing her saying, I want to be her and I want to win like her. And we'll start to see the progression as long as we start moving out of this slave trade mentality. And so that's my
Tell me
commentary
about it.
on, when we stop this whole backbiting and being so critical of each other. Listen, I'm going to say this about the other folks. They do that in the privacy of their own home. Whatever happened to us doing that when we were taught that as children? Like, what goes on in this house stays in this damn house. Well, we should say that what goes on in this community stays in this community. Stop being
Yep.
so focused on giving our commentary on every little thing. So that's how I feel about it. I have not seen the acting. I have not seen the particular performance that she did. I'm intrigued to see it. I want to see the quality of what she brings to it, because that's what we should be talking about, people, and not talking about just that she might have been, somebody, like if we talked about Esther Roll and we said, oh, she only played in Good Times. No, she was a Broadway actress, if people did not know. And I know some of you young people are saying, who the hell is Esther Roll? She played Florida. Good Times, God damn it. But she played in so much more. And so those critically acclaimed actresses, we got to think, where did we move from her being Florida in Good Times when she didn't win anything? She played on, also on stage and Broadway, didn't win anything really. But now we're starting to see people come that was that 5 or 10 year old child, not her daughter, but somebody else that is moving the needle. And that's how I feel about it. That's how we have to think about it. So
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, anything you want to add to that, bookworm, or?
You know, Tiana Taylor's my girl crush. She had took Nicole Richie's place when Nicole was getting all slimy over there and wherever she was with whoever she was with. So I ain't one to gossip, but she got the boot. So now now, since then Tiana
That's
Taylor
funny.
has went up my list.
Yeah, I mean, and her, her acceptance speech. I mean, she didn't even know she was going to
Oh,
win,
I
and she almost didn't
know.
write. She didn't
Just
almost didn't write
gorgeous.
something because she just didn't think she was going to win. And I mean, it was so yeah, it was beautiful.
She's that
So
girl.
definitely,
She is Tiana Taylor is that girl. She is.
It girl.
From her directing, the
Mhm.
creativity. I mean, she has such a huge resume. Please,
yes.
she's it. Well deserving. Earned every bit and more to come.
Mhm. And I
So
wish her more. Mhm.
yes.
Hmm.
So your girl weekday, Mary J. Blige, has a residency coming to Vegas.
Mhm.
She'll be there in May, and I know she'll be there in July because it's my
Yes.
birthday weekend. Um, and
Oh, she's going in July too.
the
Oh,
10th
I
and
didn't
the
know that.
11th. Yep. So, um, yeah, I'm excited for her. I know that
I am too.
she's been on tour, trying to pay this man.
Isn't she finished paying
Lord
him?
Jesus,
I
paying
thought
this
she was
Mm-mm.
man.
finished paying him. I thought
I
she was
don't know if
finished
she's
paying him.
finished. I don't know if
I
she's
thought she was
finished.
finished. I thought she was almost finished. That he was at one point asking for more money. So, live
Yeah,
life that he became accustomed to due to her, living off her back. Yeah, one of
yeah. But
those
I mean, I'm glad
princesses
that
out here.
she's has a residency and can get off that road. So, a lot of people are doing residencies, and
Mhm.
the one I've been to Usher's residency, and I can say
Mhm.
that it is a total different experience than a concert.
Mhm.
It is
Yeah.
literally a production. And I'm assuming hers will be similar. And some of the others that have done residencies are similar. So do you think that we're getting more into that residency thing over concerts? Then we have these festivals. Are they is concerts kind of fading out, y'all think, or do you think that they're still very popular? And if these residencies are starting to take some popular or starting to gain some popularity, should they move some of this to the East Coast? Why do we have to keep going to Vegas to attend these residencies? Can we do Atlantic City? Can we, find somewhere else that um could help
Or
put on
in addition to.
yeah, could put on that type of production. Um, so I mean, what do y'all takes? Have y'all been to residencies before?
I have. I know that
Mm,
now Bruno
no.
Mars is gonna get ready to go into residency also in
Who?
Vegas too. Bruno Mars.
Oh, he's going to get.
He's
So I know he had one years ago. He's going into.
yeah,
He's
he's
going to
going
have
Is he
another
doing
yeah.
a
one.
residency or is he going on tour?
I don't know. I thought somebody said he's doing residency, but I'll check. I thought
Okay.
somebody told
Okay.
me he was doing residency. I think that we're starting to see a different movement. First of all, residencies are not cheap.
Mm-mm.
Um, they're not. Those tickets are a lot more expensive than a
They
regular
are.
concert, but the space
Did
is
anyone
smaller.
see how much her tickets are? Did they go on
No, I
sale
haven't.
yet or no?
The pre-sale is happening now, but I haven't looked at the
Mm.
prices.
Yeah, I haven't
Oh,
gone out.
okay.
They usually send
Yeah,
me the pre-sale thing, because I'm a big Mary J. Blige fan. But I don't
yeah.
know
The
if I'm
pre-sale
gonna
is
go.
happening right now. I think.
I
I
think
think
the
the
last
pre-sale
time I paid
started
for some
today.
Mary J. Blige tickets, it took me under. But we saw her in March of was it last year or the year before? It was sometime. I think the year before, if I can remember. We were was in Atlantic City.
Yeah, that's
What
what
I
I
would
thought.
say is that with residency, the the shows are smaller in terms
Mm-hmm.
of people and the capacity of most of those theaters. Number one, and number
Yep.
two, they could do more. It's them. Usually there's no real intro act. It's just them. And they can do and perform more. They perform more acts during that
Mhm.
residency. So the nights are a little bit more different. Like, when you're on the
It
road,
depends
you're
on
on
the
the road
night.
and yeah, yeah. So you're bustling on the road, right? When you're
Yeah.
actually a performer. So it's a lot of wear and tear. But when you have a residency, you got to think it's
Yes.
their residents, right? They put them up in the best of the the rooms in the hotels, and
Yep.
they're there, staying there. And so they might have a Thursday, Friday, Saturday show, might not have a Sunday show, right? They usually are. They don't usually get off a week, but they get off a couple of days. So I
Mhm.
think that for purposes of understanding residency, it's great for tourism in Vegas, right? Because most people that are coming to see her are not local, right? So we always got to think
Oh,
about it in
no.
the money
Mm-mm.
term.
They're traveling.
In the money terms, somebody's making a lot of money on these residencies. And so that's why I think we're going to start seeing a lot more go towards. Oh, why is it dark in here? It's going to go towards a little bit more residency because of the fact that monetarily, this is great for Vegas. Now, when we see Atlantic City do it, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that they have a lot of hotels that have large auditoriums enough to bring on the capacity that's needed. I think those auditoriums probably are less than maybe it might be 200 people or less in certain situations. So it depends. It depends on a couple of things. Festivals, the problem with festivals is it's a bunch of performers. You know, you're not going to have one headliner. I think with like I said, a residency for money producing is much more effective. The amount of money that Usher made on that residency. I mean, New Edition was in the residency. Um, it was it's phenomenal amount of money because people are dragging themselves there. They're getting those tickets. I mean, I think Usher's tickets was ridiculous. I was like, one night I was like, I can't afford to pay this. I like Usher, but I'm not in love with
Wu-Tang
Usher
was
enough
there
to pay
too, I think. Didn't
$500.
Wu-Tang go?
Yes, they
Wu-Tang
did.
did
Yeah,
his, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So
So
yeah, I mean, it's
and
definitely
they have
becoming
the
more
opportunity,
popular.
and they have the opportunity. Like when me and V went to go see, because they're talking about Monica and what's it going to become having a residency and Brandy,
Brandy.
and we and what we also are starting to see is that they are having more of their friends. You know, it's kind of like remember Dionne Warwick and Friends. Now it's more like a kind of like their other musical friends come out. Musicians come out at those mainly at the residencies because a lot of them come and support each other, and maybe they'll perform a little bit. So now you're getting a little bit more flavor, but you're not getting that whole. Let's wait for the opening act. Like right now, we're going to see what Tony Braxton, um, Boyz II Men, and
And New Edition.
a New
New
Edition go on
Edition.
tour. Yeah, a New Edition go on tour, and so. But now, V and I saw something that I haven't seen, and I think that's becoming more new, where both of the performers are out there switching it up. It's not just
Oh, yeah.
one performer comes
I
out and
saw
does
that
their
with
performance.
Kendrick
Yeah,
and SZA did that.
yeah, and Chris Brown and what's that little boy name? Who did he go on
I
tour with?
loved it.
It was a
Mm.
rapper that Chris Brown went on tour with a couple years ago. What is his name? He from here. He from Atlanta. One of the little boys that with the little in the front of their name. I can't remember that boy name to save
Lil,
my life.
I
Lil
don't know.
Baby,
Mm-mm.
No,
not Little Baby.
no, not little baby. I don't like. No, it wasn't little baby. Little baby is the older guy,
I
right?
like that. I do like the back and
But Chris
forth.
Brown,
With Kendrick and
yeah,
SZA did it, I was like, "Oh, I like this." And New Edition, Boys to Men, and
I heard they're
Tony
doing
Tony
it too.
Braxton.
Braxton are supposed to be doing it as well. So,
Yeah, that's definitely a new thing. But yeah, Chris Brown and I can't remember who he was on tour with. That's the first time I saw that, and it was really cool. And then with Monica and
okay.
Brandy, the way they did it was cool
Definitely not
too.
with Lil Wayne or somebody. 'Cause Lil Wayne is not from Atlanta.
No, it's not Little
Probably Little
Wayne.
Dirt,
It might have been
Little,
Little Baby. It
Maybe.
might have been Little
oh,
Baby.
probably Little
I don't
Baby.
know.
I don't know
Yeah,
where them
I forgot who he was on tour with.
is from.
Yeah.
He was on tour with somebody a few years ago.
Mhm.
Um, but
I would be
anyway,
there just to see him. Just to see
Yeah.
him only.
yeah, I
Chris
went to
Brown gives
see.
a nice performance.
I enjoyed both of the acts, but I was definitely my daughters were with me. They wanted to go, and
Mhm.
I wanted to see Chris Brown. He was one of my bucket
Yeah.
list. So, checking them off. So, um, all right, so I want to talk to y'all real quick and to all our nieces and nephews listening. Like, I don't know if y'all have heard about personal curriculum. And it's like this new thing they got going where they're kind of replacing and it's an adult thing, so it's a trend for adults, not really for the young folk, okay? It's for the grown and sexy, but it's a trend that's currently happening where and I'm going to read it to make sure I explain it right. So it's a personal curriculum. So they're embracing this personal curriculum, kind of like you have a curriculum for school, but it's personal. And there's no grades or anything like that. But it's a self-designed life syllabus that helps you reclaim your time, protect your peace, and choose habits that actually reflect your values. So what they're doing is they're replacing that mindless scrolling that we do. When we have some downtime, we just on a computer, just reading dumb stuff or scrolling through social media. They're replacing that with this personal curriculum. And so
Okay.
it could be, it's intentional learning, right? So maybe, you want to learn how to crochet. So,
Mhm.
it's something that you've always wanted to do, but you just spending your extra time just scrolling. So it's like replace that with a personal curriculum. And it could be a
Mhm.
curriculum that you do once a quarter, once a year, however you want to set it up is however you set it up. And I just thought it was really cool. So, um, some options for like if something that y'all are thinking about doing is to write down your interest. And something that somebody pointed out was that a lot of times we save posts. We might save posts, we might screenshot posts. Go through those saved posts because you can probably
Yep.
get a list of your interest from those posts. So write down your interest and then start circling the ones that excite you the most. And that's how you kind of start to build your curriculum. And then you think about how much time you have. How much time do I have to devote to this? Is it an hour a week? Is it once a week, twice a month, whatever it is? And when can you do it? So, start working out the schedule and commit to that schedule and be consistent. So, something that somebody pointed out when I was reading about this is that consistency doesn't mean I have to do this every Monday at 10 o'clock. It could just be like, okay, after breakfast, on Mondays,
Mhm.
I'm going to devote an hour to this part of my curriculum, and learning. So I just thought it was a really cool idea. My husband and I have been talking about, I'm not really on social media much anymore because I just don't have the time. But we were talking about doing a detox. So starting on January 15th,
Mhm.
detox, like take social media off our cell phones. We both have
Mhm.
podcasts and different things like that going on. So there may be times that we do need to get on for those types of things, but do it from our laptops, not from our phone, because when you take it off your phone,
Okay.
you don't do that
Mhm.
scroll because there's nothing there to scroll, right? So
Mhm.
so we were talking about doing this detox, and then I came across this personal curriculum, and I was like, and that's what's so fascinating too. When you start to put ideas into the universe, these things will just start coming to you. And I was like, that's a great idea. Let's replace some of that time with,
Yeah.
and we were talking about that, like replacing that time with doing something, but setting it up as a curriculum, I think will just make it more intentional, and we'll be more consistent and focused on reaching our goals. So I just thought I'd share that with y'all and share that with the nieces and nephews
That's
listening.
a
I think it's
good
a
one.
I think it's a great trend, and I'm down for it.
I do something just a tad bit similar, but that's work that I do with my therapist as well. But and we do a year in review, and she keeps notes that I don't know she was keeping, and she pointed out the things that I said. So when I was telling her my intentions for this year and not my resolutions, it's more so my intentions. And I said this year I came up with more of a 2026 to-do list. Some things that I might already know how to do or want to learn how to do that I know in my own personal life I should have been doing anyway because of I'm really into ancestral veneration and how my grandmother and my mom were seamstress, and they were also good at like cooking stews and soups, and I know how to but I don't. Like I can crochet a blanket, like, and a scarf and all that
So
kind of stuff,
pause.
but
Pause real quick, bookworm.
oh,
So
I
we
know she
were
getting ready to tell this story,
I
y'all.
gotta tell this story. We was at her
I know
house.
she was.
Okay. We was at the beach house, me and the girls,
We were
and her bestie from like childhood was there too,
6th
right?
grade.
She started talking about how she crocheted this blanket that somebody had on their lap. And we, all of us, including the sixth grade bestie, is looking at her like, crocheted what? You ain't crocheted shit. What are you talking about crochet? She was like, oh yes, I crochet this and I crochet that. She had to call her daughter because
Yeah.
ain't none of us believed that she was
They didn't
over there crocheting
believe me.
nothing.
I had to call the girl on FaceTime. It was like, go into your room. And no, I made her go into the coat closet. I said, pull all them scarves down. And I was like, who made that? She was like, you, mom. And I'm like, they don't believe I know how to do this shit. I said, the Caucasian is jumping way up out of me now. Don't y'all get it twisted now. So that's so
That
funny
is funny.
because that is what I want to. I can crochet, but I can't read a pattern. So, and I want to do something more than just a blanket and a scarf. I want to start wearing, or I mean, I could wear my scarves and the hats and things like that, but more so like a cover up. And my goal is to make like a gazillion granny squares and then sew them together in a long duster. So, like, I have goals and things like that, but those, I wanted to do that. And it was something, oh, soups and so at Friendsgiving, I had said how I wanted to do more like soups and because with the economy now and just more so making big batches of things and freezing them. And one of the girls at Friendsgiving was like, "You could do it. It's easy. This, and this." Well, honey, I made some soup that first weekend in January and it was so good and I was so impressed with myself. So, at least once a month I'm going to make a stew or a soup. And how you said that we go through your save list, that's all I have. And I don't get on social media anymore. Definitely not Facebook and Instagram unless somebody is sending me there to do something or to look up something. I'm just a threads junkie because I prefer to read than to look at pictures, and I don't even like people no more to be on Facebook. So, but that's so crazy. So, I now have to go back to I guess my Instagrams and saved posts, and I have to text them to myself because now the things that I'm finding on threads, I text it to myself, and that's how I'll keep up with it. But it's such a good idea to go through those saved posts to see what really your interests were. So I have to dig in and go get these recipes and anything. So the women in my family were such good cooks, and I need to step my game up because, my meatballs aren't the only thing that I could cook.
Yes.
So
Her
for
meatballs are
me,
bomb.
I'm a creative. So I'll be honest with you, and
Yeah,
I
you
don't
are.
really, we don't really talk about, the side of me that creates, because normally I can do, a floral arrangement in my sleep in less than 10 minutes. So, in a big one, but in real flowers, people fresh. But
I've seen you do it.
yeah, I've I've gotten to my sneakers and snacks thing, and so I do. I've been out on social. I first of all had to stop the social media thing because I'm a firm believer is that why am I watching everybody else when I know what I'm doing? In a sense of some of the things that people do. So most of the time I'm out, and right now I set up a separate thing for my sneakers and snacks, as most people know, and I am going to make the announcement I just happened that I'm going to venture out to Philadelphia and go and be on site. And I tell people it's the ultimate DIY experience. But it's like I know that there are other things I can do. So I know this might sound strange, and Pinterest is social media in a way. So I've been going
Yes,
out,
it
and
is.
I actually been I was in the midst of helping somebody with a baby shower. So it took me down a whole rabbit hole that things I haven't done. Like, I was like, okay, wait a minute. People going to Walgreens and building posters, girl. I was out there cutting out shapes and all kinds of stuff. But I mean, most people know I can do that. But I have two Cricut machines. I have a heat press. I was out there saying, you know what, I'm going to do some onesies. I did some onesies for the person with some baby sayings on it to press them out and talking about onesie stations. So for me, I'm going to spend my time and a lot of people don't. I'm not working, and so I am spending most of my time in my creative bag every day.
Yes.
It has been for me. It is soothing, and it's funny that you said, Miss Bookworm, about crocheting. Back when I was in my 20s, that's all I did. And when I was on a
I
customer
love
service
it.
line, that was the only thing that kept my pressure down and kept me from being so angry, was crocheting blankets and stuff like that. Not big blankets, baby blankets. Somebody had taught me how to
Yeah, yep.
crochet. I was just like, okay, let me do it. I'll do it now. And my mom was saying that at the senior citizen place they give a free crochet class, and I'm like, hey,
All
if
the
you want to go,
time.
I'll go. I think that at this point, and I can't speak for the 20 somethings, y'all might still be going out, hanging out, whatever, even the 30 something. But I do think, and somebody sent me something the other day, and she said she has, my girlfriend sent it to me, but it was a woman talking about how she had a 106-year-old patient, right? She must work in a nursing home. And she asked the person, do you have regrets? And the woman told her, I do. She said, my regrets was spending too much time worrying about my children, worrying about my husband, and not spending enough time worrying about me. And she said, I spent
Mm-hmm.
all my time still concerned about what they're doing. She said, even as they got older, and I wasn't realizing that they were okay and they were living their
Mm-hmm.
best life. They weren't thinking about what I was worried about, but I was so focused on worrying about them. She said, so if I could say anything is be selfish for yourself at times,
Yeah.
focusing on what's going on in their lives. They will figure it out. She said, not just my children, my husband at the time. She said, family members, just getting caught up in their issues was making me lose a piece of me every day. So that was something profound. She sent to me a couple of days ago, and I said, I'm going to start doing that. It's not so much to be the selfish, oh, never not to help somebody, but it's to be the selfish, is that my little sister said something to me the other day that is true. She said, Tuesday, stop doing things that make you mad.
Weekday.
Weekday, yeah. As you know, yeah, I know weekday. She said, stop doing things that make you mad. She said, so if it's going to bring anger, and when she was talking about, because I am a giving person, so I'll say, yeah, I'll go, I'll do it. But then when I'm frustrated and I'm ready to go, I'm mad, but I'm really not mad at the person. I'm mad at myself for agreeing to something I really shouldn't have, that I didn't really want to do. I was just going along because I didn't want to offend the other person. And those are things I'm going to work on. I worked on last year learning how to
Okay.
swim. I haven't really learned how to swim yet, but that was something that my therapist told me, and I took
That
swimming
is
lessons.
awesome. We as Black people need to learn how to at least save ourselves.
Yeah,
You
so
ain't
I'm
got to
going to
be
go back and
cute in
take
the
swimming
water.
lessons again. Yeah, I'm going to take,
Learn to
because I mean,
float.
I didn't learn the 6 weeks. I learned a little bit. I got became more comfortable with the water, I'll say, but I
Right.
needed to
That you're not
really
afraid of
learn.
the
Yeah,
water. Right.
that's right. I'm not afraid of the water
That's
now.
awesome.
Yeah, so I'm
Yes.
gonna start
Be
doing
one with the
things that
water.
are, yeah. So I do think that V, you have a point. At least once a month, or once or twice a month, take out that piece of paper, whatever you have that you said, I just want to do it, and take that time to do it, and stop saying,
Just
well, I'll
do
get
it.
to it when I got time. It doesn't hurt, because what you'll find yourself, and you are right about the social media, that's what forced me, because girl, the carpal tunnel was killing me, scrolling. It started to but
Oh, okay.
I'm watching other people do what I keep saying I know I can do. And instead of watching them, just
Yep.
do it, and be part of it.
Be
And
them,
so,
child.
yeah, yeah,
You can do it.
yeah. So,
Good for
yes, so
you.
y'all go out there. Yeah, I did post my y'all know I bleed green, so I did post my sneakers, what I did for my sneakers and snacks, and I'm gonna post some more stuff that I've done. But yeah, it's just a time to be my most creative self, because I got free time, and I don't know when I'll get this free time again. So that's what
Yeah.
I would tell
Well,
people.
y'all know the
Right. Right.
year 2026 is the year of the horse. And if you're into astrology like I am,
Mhm.
it's the year of the horse, and it's all about transformation, um, ambition and just drive, and so I think this is a perfect time in the month of January to start thinking about self love and a self designed
Mhm.
syllabus, to do some things, and be intentional about those things that bring you joy. I have out here
Write it
in
down.
Georgia. Yeah, write it down. Out here in Georgia, we don't have front license plates. So you can have whatever you want on your front license plate. So mine says choose joy. And every time I walk out to get in my car and I
Mm.
see that, it's just a reminder every day to
It's
choose
a
joy.
reminder. Yep.
So choose joy, and
I
joy
wish
is loving
Jersey would
yourself.
get with the program.
Oh
Why we
yeah,
Yes,
gotta have two? Ugh. But
that's
that's
because
alright,
y'all
we
out
don't
there
pump our
wilding.
gas,
That's why
so
y'all
there's
got
that.
two, because y'all out there wilding.
We don't pump our gas, we don't pump our gas.
but I mean,
So,
Delaware sucks, because I used to have a personalized one, and now they won't allow me to personalize tags.
No?
No, because somebody got one that set for cancer, and then after that, they banned everybody from getting a personalized tag. Yeah,
mm,
they
I don't
suck.
even know how
I
they
didn't know
allowed that
that.
to go
That's
through
interesting.
That's
because,
what I'm saying. I
ugh,
mean, but it was like, what is it, FCK, CNCR or something?
Hmm.
But
right,
you
yeah.
knew what it meant. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I used to have a personalized one that was my business name, and they won't let me get it back. So
Yeah. I had one in Virginia,
Oof.
because Virginia's personalized tags are super duper cheap. Out here, nah, y'all keep that. I don't need, give me whatever you got behind the register. Because y'all want
Y'all can
something
have them
brand new.
personalized tags. See, I don't need anybody to know where I'm at when I'm there. So, y'all can have them personalized tags. Mm-mm.
That's
I saw,
funny.
you know you didn't. I thought that was your card. No, you didn't. No,
what you said,
wasn't
I know
that
me.
was
that's
me.
right.
Mm-mm.
So, all
No,
right. Well,
no.
let's go ahead and dig into our laundry. See what we got going
Okay,
on. What's
yeah,
what's
it's a
what's
Ooh.
what is
short
what is
letter.
10-4 weekday?
It, it's a short letter, but this is a hell of a letter. It's called Rock the Cradle. Okay, so
Oh, damn.
all right, so it's not too deep, but it's kind of deep, and it's a hard question, I think, for me to answer, but we'll try. It says, Aunties, I'm 42-year-old female with two adult children, 21 and 25. I just got engaged during the holiday. My fiance is 38 years old. He's a great
Oh, oh,
guy,
oh,
and we
oh.
have been together for 2 years.
He how old?
He does, huh?
How old is he?
38.
Okay. Well,
He does have one child who is 13 years old. The problem is he wants
Okay.
us to have a kid together. I was shocked that he's bringing this up. We never talked about having kids, and I am much older now. I will be honest with you. I do not want any more children. The whole idea of thinking about starting motherhood again is overwhelming. I love this guy and I want us to be happy, but I was expecting us to be traveling and having fun. I know he gets his son every other weekend, but that is fine. His son will be 18 years old in 5 years. How do I let him know I do not want my any more children? Do you think he will cancel the engagement? It's so hard to find a good man. What should I do? Okay. So the question, I think you need to backtrack your
Please.
your thought process
Yeah.
here, sweetheart. Okay. Those conversations should have been taken up in the very beginning, right? Before you're 2 years, you're telling me you 2 years in and you've never ever talked about having children. I mean, you have adult children, but he still has a preteen, right? 13 years old is that preteen, and you never ever had the full conversation about do you want to have any more children? He's 38. I'm not saying he's extra young, but he's 38. You're 42. You're what we call geriatric pregnancy if you're thinking about having a baby at this point in your life, right? Didn't they say like over the age of 35, you're considered geriatric? Please don't take that word and run with it. We're not
No,
saying
that's
that
the
you're.
that's the word
That's
that they use at
that's
the
what,
hospital.
that's what they were. They use at the hospital. So you
Advanced
haven't had
maternal
a child.
age.
Yeah, you haven't had a child in 20 years.
Mm, mm,
And
mm.
in that question here at 42, I mean, I'm not saying you listen, you could be fertile myrtle. We don't know. People are having children well into their 50s now. But the real issue comes in is that he's only 4 years younger than you. And you should have had this conversation with this man. So I don't think getting up to an engagement and now you're saying all of a sudden he wants to have children. I'm not going to call you a liar. I'm going to say y'all are not as clicked in as you think you are. Somewhere along the way, there had to be some conversation about the children, about his child, if nothing else, with your children being in an adult age, that he's still 18-year-old. And at no point did you not say, hey, you know what? I don't think I could do this again. I already been a mom. I don't mind being a mom to your child. Whatever they call bonus mom and all that nonsense. But I don't mind doing that. And you're just saying in 5 years he'll be 18 is it's a conversation you should have said in 5 years he'll be 18. So then there will be no more children. That should have been the follow through on that conversation. Not
Mhm.
you all of a sudden, sweetheart, saying now don't be so caught up in the whole fact of being engaged because I think that's where you're at right now. I don't think it's that he's a good man, Savannah. I'm not saying he's not a good man, Savannah, but I think that you're not being honest. You're not being honest. You can play this game with us if you want to, sweetheart. I will be 60 this year. And I know damn well ain't nowhere in the world that you sat with a man and y'all been dating for 2 years and you haven't talked about his 13-year-old son and how you're hoping in the next 5 goddamn years he's gonna be 18 and out the house and y'all can travel and have fun. You haven't had that full conversation. Or if you've had partly that conversation, you have brushed over the fact that that man wanted to have children because he has mentioned it to you. Most men will tell
He
you
had to.
either
Yes.
either I want to have more children or I don't. And I just don't think you're being honest. I think you were ignoring that, hoping that he would change his mind, like the man that told me, listen, I don't want to have no more children. And I said, good, 'cause I ain't having none. But there are some women out there that say good and still say, I still want to have his child. So I think that we're living in delusion here. I think that you need to say something now because I'm telling you, it would be very disappointing for you to find out that that man will eventually say, I can't do this unless you want to have another child. And that you're going to either be big and pregnant or you're going to be back out on the single scene. That's my commentary, Miss Burm.
Those things are deal breakers. And I mean, I just thought those were deal breakers when one wants to have more children or a child and the other one does not, that is that is just room for error. There's no other way to describe it. And you mean in 2 years you it hasn't registered in your head the amount of times, because one thing about a man, when a man wants another kid, a man will talk about having another kid, always. There won't be no pull-out game. He's not wearing a condom. He's been trying. He has been trying for, well, how long they been together now? 2 years?
2 years.
He's been
Mhm.
trying to get you pregnant for 2 years.
Mhm.
What you doing? Hoping on a wing and a prayer? Because honey, that is a deal breaker, and you don't want to have any more kids. So I'm assuming you're taking precaution, because I know he's not. I know he's not. And when a man wants a kid, I mean, I'm sorry, when a man wants a child, he wants a child. A kid is a goat. He wants a child. So I don't know what else to tell you. There are multiple people. This reminds me of how Jeezy and Jenny Ma, and how her husband wanted that baby, wanted that baby, wanted that baby, and she was like, no, 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 no. So he left and got that girl and went and had his baby, and then she turned around and went and had a kid and a child, and oh, and now look at that mess that was created. Listen to the person when they say they are not interested in having any more children, or listen to that person when they say they want to have more children, because that is their desire, their wants, and that's always going to be a sore spot in your relationship. It just is. My thing is, you have a 21-year-old and a 25-year-old. There'll be grandkids coming along soon, maybe, sure. But imagine you getting pregnant and then your oldest daughter's getting pregnant too, or one of your daughters getting pregnant too. Now you have a child and a grandchild. Ah, get out of here. Get out of here. No, no, you better speak up now or forever hold your peace, because there will not it's just not going to work, honey. Come on. Come on. And you're 41. Yeah, you should have left that immature behavior back in the early 30s. So you shouldn't be coming into your 40s not being honest and truthful, not only with yourself but with your partner and with
Yeah.
us, cuz we know damn good and well that letter was hiding
Yeah.
a whole lot of factuals.
Yeah.
So I
Withholding, I'm
definitely
sorry, with
agree.
withholding a lot of factuals.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I definitely agree. It is hard to believe that you did not have this conversation prior to 2 years in, especially with both of you having children already. Um,
I mean,
him having a child that's young and you having children that are grown. There's no way y'all didn't have this conversation. Um, your question was specifically, do you tell him? Do you marry him anyway? What was the question, Weekday? Did
Let
she
me see
ask?
what she asked. She asked something like,
she better speak it now.
should I tell him?
That's what
Should I tell
yes,
him? Am I going to lose him? What should I do? And I'm like,
So
don't
tell
you
you
them.
should
tell
tell
him?
him. So yeah, you should tell him. So what I'm thinking is that he's had this conversation with you about wanting children,
Multiple
and you've
times.
kind of
Hmm.
Mhm,
brushed it off and
Yeah,
haven't
she did.
shared that you
mhm.
do not want children. You absolutely must share that you do not want children now. You may lose him because usually when men or women really desire children, that is, as Bookworm said, is a deal breaker.
It
But
is.
you don't want to be in a situation. I know a couple people that have been in this situation where they have children. Their husband didn't have any children, and so they wanted children. However, I've had both situations where one, the man had children and didn't want any children, but she had children but wanted more children with her husband, and he was like, nah, I'm good with your kids. And I've had a situation where she had children, he didn't have children, and he really wanted children, but she didn't want
Oof.
children. and
That's
she ended up
that's a
having,
Ooh,
yeah, and she ended up having a child for him. And you got one graduating high school and the baby graduating kindergarten, and you like, what the
mm,
hell did I do? Like,
So
how did
you
I
said
get
the key
here? And you
phrase.
got there because you did not stick with what Weekday said. You don't want to do something you know it's gonna make you angry, but you did it anyway.
But you said something that's the key here. You had his child.
Hmm.
Don't
mm.
ever be in a situation where somebody said, I had this baby for you. No, you
That's
should
the
be wanting
truth.
to have
But
the
that's what's
baby
gonna
for,
be, and that's what's
and
gonna
that's the
happen with this situation.
yeah,
Like, you're
And
gonna
you're
yeah.
gonna
have
be
that baby for
miserable.
him, and then
You're
you
gonna
think
be
that
You're
he's
gonna
gonna
be a
be able to
miserable.
just,
miserable parent. Yep.
you're gonna just say, okay, well, this is your child. I had this child for you,
That's
so
right.
you take the
Yeah,
child and you go. That
yeah.
it ain't gonna work like that. You the mama,
That's
Nope.
you still gonna be in charge. You still gonna be
right.
running things, and you gonna be exhausted, and you gonna be mad because
Yeah.
you chose
Child.
to not live in your truth. What we just talked about, being intentional and being committed to what makes you happy. So yeah, you're gonna have a conversation, and it'll determine whether or not he's how serious he is. He might be like, you know what, if you're really against this, it don't matter. Let's get married. But if it
Mhm.
is something that he truly, truly wants, either he's gonna marry you anyway and go out there and have a child by somebody else
Sure
while
is.
married to you,
Sure is. So it's
or
no need for y'all to get married.
right,
End it
it's
now,
not gonna
ladies.
end
End it
well.
now.
Yeah.
The
So,
bottom line
and
is,
and
girl,
nieces and
could you
nephews.
imagine?
Go ahead,
Could you
weekday.
imagine you're in the midst of menopause and you want to kill a fucking teenager? Are you
Honey,
Girl,
serious?
listen,
Girl, are you
listen,
serious? Listen,
I,
listen.
and you already, you don't want
Because
this.
everybody
You
in this
know,
house right now getting it. Everybody, even down to
yeah,
my
I
damn
mean,
tortoise. Okay,
yeah. Listen,
everybody can get
everybody
some.
get it. Listen,
I
you be having a
was
treason in the place, and you be wondering
My
why your kid
patience
is
is
always
this
fucking
thin.
sick.
Everybody getting cussed out,
That's right.
and they
I
don't even
was
You
know
be
why.
wondering why your kid is
39.
sick. Yeah.
I was
Mm-mm.
39 going on 40 when I had my last one. And honey, I am 53 and she's getting ready to be, I'm about to be 54. She's about to be 15. Let me tell you something. My menopause and her cycle, we don't mix.
Mm-mm.
We just don't mix. And don't let the moon be full. Oh, it's
Mm-hmm.
hell. It, it's hell around here. And
Yes, it
all
is.
three of the men are running for cover. All three of them, like,
Right.
oh, here they go.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
They probably
it's
got a calendar to know your cycle, her cycle, and your menopausal moves. I mean, it's just
yes,
listen. At 42, and you've already you got your kids are grown and they're out the door, and now you got this man, and now he's saying, "I want to have a
Shit.
baby." Please let that man go and find a woman that wants to have a baby with him, because I don't think that this is the right relationship, and I think you have you're not telling us the truth. You have been avoiding those conversations. And we know, as women, we know how to do it better than men, right? And so you've been avoiding those conversations, but you know that was always in the back of your mind. Even when you said, yes, I'll marry you, the question really came is, he still wants to have that baby. He has not changed his
Yep.
mind, and you're not going to change that man's mind. So let that man go be with somebody that really wants to have his children. I'm just sorry that
Before
might
he
not
cheat
just be
on you.
yeah, before he
and I
cheats
just want
on
to
you,
say this,
or the
right.
resentment will come.
And I just want to say this as we wrap it up, nieces and nephews. If there's one advice I can give you when you get in a relationship with anybody, um, there needs to be conversations.
Mhm.
You need to understand what that person is looking for in that relationship. Are you looking for long term, moving forward to marriage? Are you looking to just kick it? Are you looking to just be a fuck buddy? Like, literally, you need to ask these kind of questions before you get yourself in a relationship. And the most important thing to
Yep.
remember is not only to ask the question, but to believe whatever answer they give you.
Yeah,
Yep.
You
Yep.
cannot
Because
change people.
they're showing you who they are.
Believe
yeah,
whatever they tell you. Do not think, oh, well, I can just love him, and if I just cook and
mm-mm,
I wait till a man's heart is through his stomach, so I'ma just cook him, and he gonna fall in love, and he gonna no. Believe him the first time, because they telling you
Yeah.
what they mean. Okay,
A
and
man shows you
ask those
quickly who
critical
he is.
questions. Ask those critical questions.
Mhm.
Do you want children? If we were to take this a step further and move in, get married, how are finances going to work? I know these are questions that you don't think are important, but they are so important. Understand the relationship that they have with their current kids, with their family, and what their expectations are for you as a significant other. Are you a traditional
That's
man?
it.
Are you a chill
Mhm.
man? Are you going to want an open relationship? Like, let's talk about these kind of things, because you listen, those are
And then
conversations
I
y'all should
mean,
have had long before you had a ring on your hand.
Two
And
years.
I think that
2
they will
years
pass.
is yeah, 2 years is too
2 years
long
is
to
too
not
long.
have spoke up.
Yeah.
Listen, after you get finished the 6 month fest, it's time to really start talking about, are you in or out? What are you looking for? How we paying, like she said, the finances behind it. How do we handle the children if there are? Because a lot of people are getting married and they already had children from previous relationships. So how are we
Mhm.
handling that kind of like Brady Bunch kind of family kind of thing going on here? And so it's a lot more to it than you just saying, well, because you knew, sweetheart, that man has told you pretty much, and he probably wondering why you ain't pregnant now, why y'all haven't had children. And you probably said, I'm not going to get have children until I get married again. So
Right.
now
'Cause she
it's in
on
your
birth
face.
control that she take
Yeah,
at the job. It's on her
yeah.
desk
So
at work.
yeah. And so now it's in your face because you told that lie, and you can say whatever you want, sweetheart. You
Bookworm, that
told that
sound
lie.
personal. She was so specific. Birth control that I at my desk at work. She don't.
She
Bookworm
hiding
said, I
that
know.
pill
Bookworm
box,
said, I know
that
about this
pill
personally
pack.
because I've been there, done that.
Yeah,
Honey, you
you hiding
wasn't
that pill
what?
pack
Yeah, alright.
or that
You
IUD is
wonder
up
why
in
I
there
was
somewhere.
40 having my last one.
The IUD is up there somewhere. I mean, the reality is that
My
you
la
probably said, "Oh, I
my
don't want to
last
have
good
children
egg.
unless I get married again." And now you're in that dilemma where now you get
Yeah,
ready to get married again, and now you're saying, "I really never wanted to have children." Please don't trap
in
people
the
into
first
believing
place.
something,
Nope.
because that man will be bitter, and he definitely, this marriage won't last but a minute, because a man, his expectation is the minute that y'all say I do, that he's jumping your bones and whatever island you're laying on every 5 seconds. Now that he's married, because he's hoping that he knows you're a little bit older, but he's saying, oh, she already had 2 kids, she has a potential of having some. You can play them games all day long, baby girl. You can even get married and say, oh, you know what, they told me I'm infertile. He gonna want to go to meetings. He gonna want to see the GYN. He want to go and find out about some damn in vitro, because if that man really wants to have another child, he is going to find every means necessary. And if you're the woman he wants to have it with, then he's going to make sure that you have that his baby. So if
Yeah.
you're not in it 100%, please back out. Please walk
Yeah.
And
away
don't
and
play with
see.
people's yeah.
Yeah,
People don't
don't play
play
with
with
people's
people's
emotions.
desires.
No,
Yeah, don't play with
Agreed.
people's
that's
wants or
not cool.
desires.
Mm-mm.
Whew. All right, ladies. So let's wrap it up. Good conversation as always. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Um, if you have a question you want the three aunties to answer, please send us an email at threeauntiesandamic@gmail.com. You can also DM us on any social media platform at three aunties and a mic. The three is spelled out THREE. Um, just keep in mind that we aunties, y'all. We cannot be responsible for nothing that come out our mouths. I don't want
Oh,
no DMs talking about the shit that we just said, because you already knew. You've been listening to this podcast, so don't be writing us and then get mad about our responses. We gonna answer your question and we gonna give you some advice, but it's gonna be our way. Anywho,
that's it.
uh,
That's it.
that's all I got. That's my disclaimer for the week. Um, Thank y'all for tuning in. Um, if you are new, don't be a stranger. Like us, follow us, subscribe. Thank you always for tuning in. We love you. Uh, until next time, peace and love.
We love you, nieces and nephews.
Smooches.